Hey, I'm Stephanie, and it's time to talk about makeup. Welcome to part 2 of this month's 22 in 22 Project Pan update. If you missed part 1, where I talk about all of my rollouts, including speed reviews and swatches, then I'll make sure to link that video in the show notes and the cards so you can check it out if you want. Today, I'm going to be focusing on my roll-ins. I get to shop my stash for 22 items that I'd like to use 22 times within the next 2 months. And of course, as always, my goal for this project is to just get to know my makeup kit and my own personal preferences a little bit better. So this is how I'm doing it. I'm just enjoying the things that I own during my low buy year, focusing on only stuff I've already had all year. So let's jump right in. I've really been enjoying my head-to-head comparisons, directly comparing similar products to each other. So I have a bunch of doubles this month, so I can do that. Let's start off with primers. Because it's July and it's going to be hot and humid, I wanted to try 2 mattifying primers. So here I have the e.l.f. Matte Putty Primer, and I'm pitting it against the Becca Evermatte Poreless Priming Perfector. And we'll see which of these does the best. I'll be testing them by wearing one on one half of my face, the other on the other, using the same foundations on the same days, under the same conditions to see which one I prefer more. I also have 2 eyeshadow primers. If you remember, last month I was comparing the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion, the original, against the Milani primer, and the Urban Decay one won out. And so I thought I would pit the winner against a new primer. So this is the Laroc Behind the Scenes Eye Primer. And once again, I'll be wearing one on one eye, one on the other, always testing it with the same eyeshadows, same looks, to really see which one works better for me. I also have 2 bronzing products to compare with each other. These 2 are different. This one is a primer and this one is a bronzing tint, but I have used them very similarly in the past. So I want to do a direct comparison this month. So I'm going to be pitting the Laura Mercier Foundation Primer in the Radiance Bronze version against the Dr. Hauschka Translucent Bronzing Tint. Sticking with the complexion, I'm going to be comparing these 2 products. This is Dr. Jart BB Beauty Balm, and this one is Erborian CC Cream. And so we'll see coverage-wise, color-wise, finish-wise, how these 2 compare. I will also be comparing 2 concealers. This one is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Cream in the shade Medium. And here I have a kind of like travel face palette by Bobbi Brown, and I'm going to be testing this concealer. And this is in the shade Natural. And in my head, at least, they have a similar finish. We'll see if my memory is serving me correctly or not. I also thought it would be interesting to compare these 2 lip glosses because in my head, they're kind of interchangeable. So I thought doing a head-to-head comparison might help me discover the nuances between the formulas. So I will be pitting the Fenty Beauty Pro Kisser Luscious Lip Balm in the shade Latte Lips against this Tarte Lip Sculptor lip gloss in the shade VIP. These next 2 products are the last ones that I'm considering direct comparisons, and to be honest, it's kind of a stretch because they're very different, but I use them in kind of similar ways. For me, both of these are travel palettes, and so I thought using them in tandem might help me discover which one is better for which situation. So this first one is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit, the unlocked version, and it looks like this. It has 2 blushes, a highlighter, 2 finishing powders, and a bronzer in here. And this is the sort of thing, like you can also use bronzers as eyeshadows and highlighters as eyeshadows. So this is kind of like a good travel face palette, I think. And the one I'm comparing it to is this Charlotte Tilbury Instant Look in a Palette. Gorgeous Glowing Beauty is the shade name. And just like the Hourglass palette, this one also has blushes, a highlighter, a bronzer, but this one has eyeshadows instead of finishing powders. And so I just thought it might be interesting to see what my current preferences are and how these both work for me and what the advantages of one might be over the other in certain situations. The next 3 roll-ins are all lip products. Last month, I played it safe and I picked 4 lippies that I know I really enjoy just because I really was in the mood to. I was so glad I did it, but this month I want to push myself a little bit out of the box. So I chose 3 shades that I don't typically wear. This first one I thought would be really good for this time of year. It's the Le Rouge Sheer Velvet lipstick from Givenchy in the shade Nude Brossé, number 16. This one is what I'm wearing on my lips today, actually, and it's pink. I don't tend to wear a whole lot of pink, but the thing is I really love the formula of this lipstick. Like I love the blurring effect. I love the smell of it. I love the finish of it. Everything about this lipstick is beautiful. It's just that it's like a little bit pink for me. But this time of year, I feel like it leans a little bit more nude just because my overall skin tone is darker. So I thought it would be the perfect time of year to throw this in there so I could really enjoy the formula again. The next one is this lip gloss from Buxom. It is the full-on lip polish formula in the shade Nancy. And this is also a lipstick or a lip product that's a little bit bright for me, but I want to force myself to wear it. This is the time of year to wear this kind of shade, I think, for me anyway. So I'm going to see how comfortable I can get wearing this one. And the third one is a Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. It's the Matte Revolution formula, and it's in the shade Miranda May. And this coral shade is so bright. So this is also a kind of like out of my comfort zone kind of lipstick. But I figure since I have the nude glosses in here, I should be fine for the month. And because I have those bright lipsticks, I thought it might also be smart to include a brighter blush, just in case I need to liven up my cheeks a little bit to match. So I chose this Shade and Illuminate glow stick from Tom Ford with this very corally cream blush in it. And so I'm going to see if I can pull this one off. My favorite thing about this glow stick is actually the highlighter, which is actually pretty dark, but I can pull it off this time of year. So it's the perfect time of year to put this in a project. It's also the perfect time of year for a product like this. This is the Ipanema Sunset Glow Oil from Sol de Janeiro. And basically it's like a body highlighter. And I thought I would just go all out this summer and try it. While I was digging through my makeup bag for the next thing, I discovered I forgot to show you one of the other lipsticks that's in this project this month. This is the Sicily Le Futur Rouge formula in the shade number 11, Beige Tahiti, which is a very nude shade, but it's a little bit darker than a lot of the other nudes that I have. So it's perfect for this time of year when my skin's a little bit tan. My eyeshadow palette for the month is going to be the Natasha Denona Bronze Palette. I mean, this color story is pretty much made for summer, so I'm really happy that I get to have an excuse to smear this all over my eyeballs. My last roll-in for the month is going to be a fragrance. I chose this itty-bitty baby bottle of Jo Malone Wood Sage and Sea Salt Cologne. I have not been wearing this enough. And the reason is because it's such a tiny bottle that I'm like scared of using it up, which is absurd because why do we have things? So that we can use them. So by putting it in this project, I will have an excuse to enjoy it. And I'm very much looking forward to it. So those are my roll-ins for the month of July. If you're interested in seeing the results of these head-to-head comparisons, then make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss next month's update where I'll be sharing speed reviews and swatches and all my thoughts on all the stuff that I'm using this month. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you'll consider giving it a thumbs up and leaving a comment to say hello. Not only does it make me happy, but it also helps my channel. Other than that, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a wonderful week and that we can all remember that even stumbling can be a form of moving forward. So let's stumble in style.